Hello. Now, for anyone that's seen any of my previous racing videos, GSX-R 750 videos, you'll know that I've got a very good friend of mine called Bob Stockley who helps me prepare my racing bikes. He helps me at the races. He's a really good friend of mine, and he is an absolute genius when it comes to working on bikes, not in a sort of a deeply mechanical way, but he's extremely meticulous. He's got a good eye for detail, and he creates some fantastic bikes. I mean, all my race bikes are testament to that. They look like they're factory race bikes. They're superb. And Bob also helped me restore my crashed GSX-R 750. Now, the last time I was down with Bob in his workshops, he showed me around his latest project, which is a 1986 GSX-R 750 Suzuki slab-sider. Now, he showed me around, and I was going to include it as part of my a previous GSX-R 750 video. But this bike is so fantastic. It's only in its early stages. I thought I'd do a dedicated video just talking about it because it more than deserves it. So Bob bought this Suzuki GSX-R 750 86 slab sider. He stripped it down, and the idea was to make it into a Kevin Schwantz AMA superbike replica, kind of circa 1987 when Schwantz did the Transatlantic races. You know, you remember those fantastic races, especially at Brands Hatch, with him and Wayne Rainey absolutely knocking 10 bells of whatever out of each other. Absolutely fantastic. And that bike looks amazing. So it was Bob's idea to strip down the road bike, brace the frame, do a little bit of work to the engine, put some nice bits on it. But like always with these things, these projects get a little bit out of control. And it's ended up being a little bit more than a 711, a GSX-R 750 with a bigger 1100 engine in it, although it's actually bigger than that. So Bob's in kind of early stages. He's done all the chassis work. He's painted the engine. He's treated the frame. He's had loads of parts made. All he's waiting for now is a wiring loom, which Roop's Wires is going to be doing. Rupert Paul, who used to be the editor of PB magazine. And then he can start really assembling it and get it started. He's going to get all the bodywork painted up in kind of standard GSX-R 750 colours from back in the day, which is what Schwantz's bike was. And the original idea was for him to let me race it. But I think as time's gone on, it's been such a labour of love, and there's so many unique parts in this bike. I think it would be probably a little bit churlish for him to send me out on a racetrack and me go as fast as I can with the risk of crashing it. So that's probably not going to happen, but hopefully we could do something together and you know, take it to some classic events or parades or whatever. And Bob might even put a daytime MOT on it. So enough chat. Let me hand you over to Bob to talk you through his pride and joy. After that, I'm going to sign off and say thanks very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more like this coming very soon. Over to Bob. I can't leave without you showing me around your GSX-R.
Oh, mine.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So this is another 750, sort of.
When I say patience, I've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah.
So my friend, Lee Mitchell, who runs a business called Steelheart Engineering, builds custom bikes. He's really well, and like drag bikes, and he's a really well renowned bike frame builder, a fabricator. So Lee, I bought this with the intention of us doing something classic with it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like a bit Kevin Schwantzy.
Like an 86 Kevin Schwantz AMA replica.
But I've ended up sticking a Bandit engine in. This is a 1264 Bandit engine.
Yeah.
These are Mikuni flatties. These are brand spanking new.
Wow.
I've converted it to stick coils, although the wiring loom's yet to be done. Rupert Paul, your ex-editor, now does wiring looms. He's building me a wiring loom.
Wow.
Managed to find this Olin shock in France, in a box, brand new. Stole an idea off of our Gen 1, 2 and 3 BMWs that we used to. So Lee's made this,
ride height.
Yeah, straight off of BMW. He's made that, although the shim is off a BMW.
Yeah.
He's underbraced the swing arm. This is all stuff that he's come up with in his head that we've talked about. Yeah. He's cut the swing arm off, made these ends.
Extenders.
Yeah, but the wheelbase is exactly the same as what it was.
Yeah.
Brace the frame here, wow. And here. I probably wouldn't have room for conventional coils now because that's where they mount, but I'm going to run these stickies. Made this clock bracket, made the brake caliper, adapters for the front. Look at this captive stuff that he's made. This back wheel just pulls out. And look at the tolerance.
Incredible, isn't it?
So this bike is mechanically done. I'm waiting for a set of oil lines that were too long to be returned from hell for my new oil cooler.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for Rupert to make my loom in about 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
My friend Paul, who painted Carl's bike, and who's painted your race bikes, and my armour.
Paul, where does he work?
He works at Barrett's, and he does this as a favour. His boss very kindly lets him do this in his own time. See, I pay for materials and time and stuff, but Paul's brilliant, and he's painting the bodywork, and it'll be kind of genuine blue and white GSX-R. Wow. But where I am with it now, Mick, Paul Cooper made me these beautiful brake lines the other day. Oh, thanks, Paul. Trick. And where I am with it now is I'm going to put a daytime MOT on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We'll do something with it. It is a race bike.
Wow.
The engine, look at this. I've had it, so the engine's been absolutely stripped, blasted, vapour blasted, and this is Cerakote. This is like a ceramic coating. This is, look, the engine looks new. Wow. And of course it's got what you need in it when you build a new engine. Valves, springs. It's got a slightly reprofiled cam, but nothing too leery.
What sort of power do you reckon?
I want it to make 150 horsepower. It should make that easily.
Yeah.
I think like Nathan would get 180 horsepower out of it. But I don't want it to detonate.
No.
I never want to take it apart again.
No, and you want it to be rideable as well.
Yeah, I want a nice, easy spread of power. And 150 horsepower for a bike like this, it'll tie itself.
More than enough.
Isn't it?
You're going to know you're on it.
But this was my first big motorbike when I was 19. Was a GSX-R 750 slabby, and then I had an 1100. And when we've driven into paddocks, Mick, when I see a GSX-R slabby,
you go weak at the knees.
And I found this one, and it's a good straight bike. Tell you something else, very quickly. I stripped it all down and took it to a guy called Dave at TSR Vapour Blasting in Sevenoaks. Yeah. Got this frame. I said, there you go, Dave. And he said, yeah, that's all right, Bob. He said, what am I going to do with that? He says, too big to go in my cabinet. So I had to go back to Lee and said, Lee, you've got to remove my subframe, but you've got to make it go back on like it looks like it's never been off, and it isn't not genuine. Look what he's done. It's
amazing.
Excuse my language, but he's a fucking clever bastard. And funny. Yeah. I love spending time with him.
What about them yokes?
He's just machined out the standard yokes.
No,
really? He's put this toolpath through it. Oh. And this was all shiny, and a lot of people would polish this. Yeah. So what I've done, I had it all vapour blasted, so all the metal's the same colour and looks new. And I don't want it polished. I want it satin. I want it like it was.
Like factory finish.
Yeah. He's taken all the ridges, all the like the casting ridges off of the yokes. He's made me a fork brace.
It's amazing.
Look at this. Do you like my lock stops?
Yeah.
He made these in his little 3D printer.
The attention to detail is amazing.
Anyway, for me, it's a very nice story, as you say. Look, all these little bits and pieces of detail. Have a look down there under the swing arm with all the...
Oh, yeah.
Everything's fucking
the
new.
linkage, yeah.
All the not new, everything's been rebuilt.
Yeah.
So, I'm waiting for a chain as well.
Hence the tape around the wheel.
Yeah. I went to fit the chain the other night. It's too short, what an arse. But the wheelbase is the same length.
Is that a shower cap on the calves?
Sure. Yeah, but the reason is I didn't want to put tape. It just keeps the dust out. Look at those beauties.
Wow.
It's gonna go whoop, whoop.
I think your bike's stolen the video.
My mate Dave the exhaust.
Oh yeah.
So I got this exhaust, and it pointed out that way, not that far, but it didn't. So Dave the exhaust has cut a section out my exhaust, changed it so it actually runs parallel with the bike.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand here and look at my exhaust pointing that way. So I'm lucky that I know these people, and I don't understand how these people are so clever. And all I can do is undo bolts and do them back up again.
Well, you're still pretty good at that. And as we said, everyone needs a Bob.
But hey, anyway, I can't wait, Mick.
No, I can't wait to see it.
And probably next year we'll have some fun on this.
Yeah.
This and Carl's bike, we should have...
Well, maybe for next year's Suzuki. Saved by the bell. Thanks very much, Bob.